Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I am gonna actually show you how to properly buy drones on eBay. Okay, so how I usually buy things on eBay. Let's go to my watch list. View all items you're watching, and I will just scroll down because how to buy drones on eBay. So let me show you what I look for, and before anybody asks, I have bought and resold to this day several dozen drones, all very successfully. And I'll just show you by the ones I'm looking at currently right now. So this first one right here is DJI Mavic 2 Zoom. And I added it to my watch list as soon as I saw the Mavic 2, but later on I saw that it was a zoom, and I don't need a zoom right now. But here you look at the kit, you see, oh, it's a Mavic 2 zoom, you have the smart controller, and you have the Fly More kit. So you have a pretty good setup. So brand new, the setup probably close, actually over $2,000. You have 4 hours left on the auction, and you have 24 bids. You go to the description, and description is very vague. It says DJI Mavic 2 Zoom with smart controller and Fly More kit, also comes with ND filters. Just by the description, I know it's not a professional selling this drone. It's basically just an amateur pilot who wants to get some money for his drone, which is bad because whenever you buy from amateur pilots, probably gonna have some underwater stones there. So here it says everything is still in great shape, fluid maybe 8 to 10 times. That this will be accurate, you have actually about probably a less than 30% chance, in my experience. I actually called out a few people on that. Some people are very dishonest. I've had a guy tell me, oh, I flew my drone. I actually contact people and I ask them details. It's like, oh, I flew my drone like maybe 2 or 3 times. Actually bought a Mini 2 that way. I get the drone in, and he lied to me because he flew it over 127 times. So it's just one of those things, and that's how people actually get very bad reviews on eBay, especially from a professional like me. I would not hesitate to give such a person 0 stars. So here, this guy, look that he has 100% positive feedback. Why I like eBay is because it's something you can trust. Let me actually give you an example. So let's see, purchase history. I will just give you a recent example of what I bought. So here I bought 2 DJI Intelligent batteries from Mavic 2. I bargained on the price. The guy wanted $170. We agreed on $150. So these batteries brand new. You can get them for about $130. You can find them. So 2 batteries for $150 is a good deal. I get the batteries in, and one of them, I don't know if it's going to display it on here. Where is the original listing? So right here I will show you. So one battery, if you can read upside down, it actually showed excellent on a sticker, and the other one showed good. So what does that mean? Well, my guess is by the amount of reviews that guy had, it was a pawn shop. Pawn shops usually don't test drones. And you have to be very careful when you buy from pawn shops, especially items like drones. I actually lost twice on buying from pawn shops, and I would not suggest it on any average day. But one battery said good, one battery said excellent. So I gave it a benefit of a doubt. I just got the batteries in. So the good battery had 32 cycles on it, good condition. So I'm like, okay, so I wonder what the excellent battery is going to be. The excellent battery actually ended up having 6 cycles, and it's in excellent condition. So that description was very accurate. So I was very happy with that purchase. Now going on to the next one, this Mavic Air Generation 1. Let's actually go into it. Okay, so here what I saw, which actually kind of nudged me in the wrong direction, the guy had the Master Air Screws propellers. Usually, for the most part, only professionals use those, or as I call them, victims of propaganda. So somebody saw somebody advertise Master Air Screw propeller and they decided to get it for their drone. In either case, you can actually end up being a winner. Also, this kit, as you can see here, had 3 extra batteries, so it was a 4 battery kit. The drawback, again, you look at the description, the fewer sentences the description has, the less professional this individual is. So this one says, I have flown this for maybe 2 hours total since I got it. The drone flies perfectly. It comes with Master Air Screw stealth blades in blue. This comes with the case shown in the picture, plus 3 extra batteries. Also comes with a multi-battery charger. So basically described everything in the case. I got it. So I got it like just over a week ago. And let me tell you, the description is accurate. The feedback of this guy, 47 reviews, 100% feedback, is accurate. Here's where I have a problem. Not professional. So, and I wrote everything in the review. The guy actually, he stored his drone incorrectly. So he allowed his batteries to be depleted to 0%. And when I got the batteries in, out of 4 batteries, 3 would charge. 1 would not hold the charge. So I had to get the battery fixed, send it to a guy I know. He fixed it for me for like $10. And already sent it back to me, so I should have it tomorrow. So anytime I'm out extra money that I didn't anticipate, the rating is gonna go down. Everything was good, so I didn't give him 5 stars, I gave him 4 stars because he didn't properly store his batteries. So when I was buying this professional case, every time you see a clearance, and actually this seller worked great for me so far on 3 occasions. Every time you see a clearance, you ask yourself, who is this person? Is it a clearance warehouse? Is it a pawn shop? Is it a store? A lot of stores sell on eBay. Actually, I bought probably half a dozen to a dozen Hotel Evo batteries from Best Buy when they had those on sale for like at first $50, and then they brought them down to $25 each. So I bought a ton of batteries from Best Buy. So you have to ask yourself, who is selling to me? If it's an individual selling you and it says clearance, I would question that. But if it's a store selling you and it says clearance and they have a good rating, you know, I had good luck so far. This case I got in, it actually helped me sell that my Mavic 2 Zoom, just the case. So the case cost me $50 because it went on clearance. I sold my Mavic 2 Zoom, I'm trying to remember how much. With 2 batteries, I sold it for like $1,100 just because of the case. Otherwise, I'd probably sell it for $800. So then you go down right here. I think this was the same shop, DJI Spark, another clearance item. Brand new Spark with a ton of accessories, with a specialty case. I paid $151 for it. I was in shock because this Spark I actually ended up selling. Same setup, I only added 3 batteries, so I spent like $200 initially on the batteries. So I paid probably about $400 for the whole setup with extra batteries. I sold it for $800, so I easily doubled my money. Again, you have to look out who's selling. This right here, the DJI FPV, it's actually the FPV I currently own. A drone that's a lot of fun. What I looked out for it. I looked out for the description. I'm actually going to read you the description, and it is the only reason I bid on it and the only reason I wanted to have it. So here's the description, and even though this guy, let's see, it no longer says the original listing. Stand by. Okay, so the guy has 100% positive feedback, and I gave him 5 stars all across the board. This is the reason why I bought this, and this is the reason why an accurate description will actually get you more money if you're selling on eBay rather than less money. So this was an accurate description, and this is a common problem with DJI FPV. The drone is basically new. I've flown it maybe 2 or 3 times and got motion sickness each time, so I don't fly it much. Comes with 3 batteries, flight goggles, remote goggles charger, so basically everything you can possibly imagine. That drone had it all. I still got it. What caught my eye? I've flown it maybe 2 or 3 times and got motion sickness. DJI FPVs for noobs are notorious for causing motion sickness. So this guy probably invested close to $2,000 in an FPV drone with like the whole 9 yards. So you have the actual package, then you have the Fly More combo, then you have the case, then you have the motion controller. The motion controller was actually even not activated. I had to activate the motion controller. Then he had like a whole bunch of other gizmos, like what it's called the battery condom. He had FPV mounts for the GoPro. So a whole bunch of extra add-ons to this. Again, he spent over $2,000. I was gonna top out at $1,200 for the bid. I got it for just under $1,181. So you have to look out for all these things, but I can't show you on here. Let me find you a suitable picture. Maybe this will be able to provide one. No. I actually want to find a picture where you can see the interior of the drone. Okay, so this is a good picture, and this is what you have to look out for when buying a used drone, because it saved me quite a few times. Because again, a lot of very dishonest sellers on eBay, and they will not disclose this information. Why can't I zoom in? Okay, I can't zoom in on this photo, but I will show you right here with my mouse. So on many photos, when you buy, for example, a DJI Mavic, original DJI Mavic 2 Hotel Evo, people will put up photos that you can see the actual screws in place. Now, depending on the quality of the photo, you should be able to see if there is any rust on these screws. Also, you should be able to see if the silicone which covers these screws is missing, and that should tell you immediately one of 2 things. One, if there's any kind of rust on those screws that hold the drone together, odds are it probably went for a swim, so it probably has water damage. Do not buy it unless you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Even if it's $100, send that $100 to me, because you'll be throwing your money away. Do not buy water damaged drones. Have I bought water damaged drones before? Yes. Have I known I was buying a water damaged drone before I ordered it? No. And luckily the drone I got functioned properly, and I only needed 2 pieces from it. And I'll show you, I still have the other pieces. So it was an Hotel Evo, and see, like, all these contacts, everything, you can see they're water damaged. Because I took that drone apart, I only needed the gimbal from it, which was in good condition, and I only needed one of the arms. But with a water damaged drone, it can be as simple as they will tell you, oh, it powers on. Okay. So there's just more to a drone than powering on. The one I got, it did power on. It had errors that it was giving me, but luckily I just need the gimbal and one of the arms. One of the arms was non-functioning, and you can see the motherboard, the main core, is all corrupted. So I just decided to use the gimbal, and the gimbal worked perfectly, and I fixed my other Evo and I sold it. But if you're buying a drone that had water damage, you're probably in for a huge surprise. And I would not recommend it unless you specifically want to buy a drone that's water damaged. Would I risk buying a drone that's water damaged? Probably not. Only if I want to get the gimbal. And if the gimbal, like if you look through the pictures and you see that the gimbal is in, oh, come on, pristine condition. So here you can't see it in this picture, for example. But if you see the gimbal is in excellent condition and the guy says, oh, it powers on, ask a question. Ask, well, do you have the video feed to the remote from the gimbal? Does the gimbal calibrate? Don't be afraid to ask those questions, because, again, the reason I like buying from eBay is because if they're dishonest, you can get your money back most of the time. And if you're not happy with if they were dishonest, you can leave them a bad review, and that will hurt them in the long run. I got burned on a Enterprise Fly Market once, and I left a horrible review that these were, it was a pawn shop. Probably it was a mistake. They wanted to send me the kit, but they sent me 2 Mavic Pro batteries instead. Just a difference of about $300 in the price. So I left them a 1-star review. They didn't want to fix it in any way. They said, oh, you can mail it back to us. I'm like, how? I mail you back the 2 batteries and you tell me this is not what we mailed you, because according to your records, you mailed me a brand new Mavic 2 Enterprise kit, which retails for about $600. And I got 2 batteries, which, as you saw, I ordered just a few weeks ago for $150. So it's one of those things. So you always have to be careful. Again, be careful with pawn shops, but try not to get burned on eBay. On average, like every 10th order, I will lose a good amount of money on. So probably half the amount invested I will lose on every 10th order. And you don't know which one it's going to be. You don't know if it's the $20 order you put in or the $2,000 order you put in. It can just one of those things. Luckily, most of the time you can return your order. Unfortunately, still a lot of dishonest people out there. Let me show you again. I'll go to my watch list and I will show you, where's my watch list? I'll show you this listing right here. It's actually active listing right now. I was going to buy it because of this buy it now feature, but I will show you how I'm not willing to part with my $1,000 for 2 reasons in this listing alone. First, it's a new seller, so 0 sales prior, no rating. So again, that's a huge red flag for me, especially when we're talking about the amount for $1,000. We're not talking about $10, $20. That I can risk on. Maybe $100 I would risk on. $1,000, not gonna risk it. Description here is actually fantastic. Like if you would read through this description, you see it's a professional describing drone and they know actually everything about it. Again, very tempting, but I don't feel like risking $1,000 today. Maybe they made a mistake. They wanted to do it up for bidding with a minimum bid of $999, but I am not gonna risk it. Here is the thing that really threw me off and why I'm definitely not gonna buy this. Like if this was in the United States, I would order it like that, $1,000 US. I would send it to my brother's house. I would have him inspect it. If it's the drone, I have no problem with it. If it's a Mavic 2, if it powers on, I don't care if the battery is good. It's a Mavic 2 and a smart remote. For $1,000, the smart remote by itself is $600, any condition. And the drone itself, the gimbal is $600, any condition. But let's see, where does it say this? I actually want to show you, because I always investigate, and I investigate where it's shipping from. Right here, item location, it's in France. No, not gonna order it. I don't wanna risk $1,000, because you can literally get a brick in a package from France, and probably eBay will not side with you. When you get that package, you sign for it, you open it, and you get a literal brick in the package. You're gonna contact eBay, be like, this is what I got. And the guy on the other side is gonna be, well, this is what I sent you. It was certified mail, it was with signature confirmation. Sorry, I sent what I said I would send, and you're lying because you just want to scam me out of $1,000. It's very difficult to say who eBay would side with in this case if something should go wrong. So if I would live in France, I would just buy it. Like, I'd be like, dude, here's my money. I'll be at your house in like 2 or 3 hours. I'd drive to pick this up. Because I'm not in France, not gonna buy it. And it's a good example. Like, the price is more than perfect. Like, he literally has $2,500 worth of equipment here. So he has the like, if you look at the picture, he has the Mavic 2 Pro with original remote. So the minimum price for Mavic 2 Pro, you will not find it for less than, like, in any working condition, for less than $900. He has the smart controller. Any condition, you're not gonna find it cheaper for less than $600. So that's $1,500 right there. He has 5 batteries. Any condition, 5 batteries. Probably they're actually in good condition. Probably high cycles. I'm guessing over 50 cycles on each of them. Still $100 each battery, usually. So like right now, you're looking at $2,000 worth of stuff for $1,000. If I was in France, I would get it right now. I'm not in France, so I'm not gonna risk it. Just not my thing. But that's kind of what you look at. And his description, as I pointed out, this is the kind of description you pay attention to, because if it's more than 5 lines, and this is actually like a dozen of lines, it's probably a professional describing his drone, everything he knows about it, every little problem, every good thing about it. And if this was listed in the United States, I'd buy it right now, just because it's in France. Even with 0 sales, 0 prior sales, no rating, I would still buy it in the United States. In France, no. But that's kind of what you look for. You look for a good description of a drone. If it's just a few words, you're buying a cat in the bag. You don't know what you're buying. And I've had those before. Probably about 30% of all drones I bought from non-professionals. Very poor description, but good price. So I risked it because of the price. Such good description, usually you're buying from a professional. One time I was buying a Mavic Air 1. Actually, I'll even show you which Mavic Air 1 it was. I bought it right before this battery. I remember that because I did get to fly it a little bit, but it doesn't show me for some reason. So anyway, let's go back to eBay. I bought Mavic Air 1, and I actually talked back and forth a lot with the guy. He wanted the starting bid for the Air 1 to be $300. And I told him, I'm like, how about I just take it off your hand for $300 right now? And we actually had to communicate quite a bit because he wanted to make sure that that Mavic Air went into the right hands. Actually, let me stop the recording. There we go. So he wanted to make sure that the Mavic Air went into the right hands. He wanted to have that Mavic Air go from one professional to another. Now, the kit included a Mavic Air 1 in excellent condition, not even like just good condition, excellent condition. Fly more kit. So I had, I think, 4 batteries, if I remember correctly. Each one of the batteries had 5 cycles on it. No, 3 batteries, but each one of the batteries had 5 cycles on it. It had a Nanook case, which by itself cost about $100, and he actually also threw in brand new. And when I say brand new, I mean brand spanking new, with because the battery on it was not aged at all. It still had 100% charge. iPhone 6s with maximum available memory. I think it was a 68 gigs memory. I was in shock because it was like a $500 to $600 setup. I got it for $300, and I was like, holy crap. I mean, that was a nice setup. And me and him, we communicate probably 20 messages back and forth about this drone. Once he saw that I was very interested in it, he let me buy it for $300 from him. He shipped it. I was freaking happy because I got that drone. Then the war started, and I sold it to the military for actually about the same price. They were happy. They were like, holy crap, that's just like a fantastic deal. But always keep the channels of communication open. By asking certain leading questions about the drone you're about to buy on eBay, you can find out very much about the person selling it. You can find out whether they're a scammer, whether they actually have the drone or not. Just ask them for a serial number. Be like, yeah, can you give me the serial number of the drone? I want to just run it, make sure it's not blocked. If it's a scammer, they're probably going to run for the hills. You can many times tell if the person is dishonest. So if you're asking like, well, when is the last time you flew the drone? Well, I've been busy. I haven't flown for 6 months. Oh, you haven't flown for 6 months? Well, how did you store the batteries? Well, they just laid in the box. Do the batteries even hold the charge? Well, when I plug them in the charger, no lights come on. Yeah, you don't want to buy that kind of drone because I don't know about in US. In Ukraine, I know only one guy who can fix probably 70% of batteries that I sent to him. So when certain batteries go into hibernation or even protected mode, it's very difficult to get them out of that mode. Not a lot of people know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Well, I usually don't mess around with it. I usually maintain my batteries properly. So you want to ask those kind of questions. I actually had a guy, he was selling drone body, just the body of the drone. And I asked him like, well, where's the remote? Where's the battery? He's like, I'll be honest with you, I found it on my roof. I'm like, okay, so how long did the drone actually lay on your roof before you found it? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm not gonna buy this. But like, when is the last time it rained? Oh, he's like, oh, about a week ago. I'm like, yeah, it probably has water damage. I'm not gonna buy it. So those kind of questions. I had a guy who wanted to buy actually this battery from me today. So it's a Mavic 2 battery, and I'm selling it quite cheap. I'm actually selling it for like 3,000 Ukrainian currency is about like $70, 75. The reason I'm selling it is because it has high cycles on it, and it's starting to show like distant signs of bloating. It still doesn't, like when I pop it in my Mavic 2, it doesn't try to pop out. So it's like very minor signs, but it's a red flag to me. And I just want to sell it. So I'm selling it very cheap. And the guy still is like, do the cells balance? Is it bloated? I'm like, well, the cells balance, it's not bloated yet, but it's showing signs. And he's like, oh, I'm like, dude, it's not expensive. It's $150 battery. And you're not, when I'm selling it for $75, you're saying it's too expensive. And I looked at his profile. Guess what? It's a pawn shop trying to buy this battery from me. So I'm like, yeah, I don't sell to pawn shops. I try not to buy from pawn shops. They're very dishonest most of the time. Uh, Only one time I had a pawn shop that was very honest, and they told me like all the information. I asked them like, did you guys test the drone? We turned it on, it works. I'm like, that's not testing the drone. We didn't test the drone. I'm like, there you go, thank you, I'll just move on. So you have to, in order to win on eBay, get a good purchase, you have to keep an eye on those things. Have I gotten great purchase on eBay before? Yes. My wife actually hates it when I buy on eBay, but because it's used stuff. But sometimes you can get really good deals on used drones on eBay, and I've been lucky so far for probably 70 to 80% of all my purchases on eBay. I've gotten some, like the Mavic 2 Pro I got on eBay. I bought it after the guy had crashed it, and I paid like $350 for it. $350 for a Mavic 2 Pro. Do you know what was wrong with it? It just had one broken arm. Granted, I did buy it without a battery and without the remote because he sold those parts separately. But $350, I had the remote lane for the Mavic 2 Pro, and I have plenty of batteries. So I had a working Mavic 2 Pro with the remote and the battery, and I still spent less than $600 for everything for it. And I even have the extra charger. So sometimes you can find those deals. Hotel Evos, I have found really good deals on Hotel Evos before. I was able to get like Hotel Evo for, I think like, I bought a busted Hotel Evo. No. I bought, yeah, after a guy crashed Hotel Evo, I got the Hotel Evo, like 5 batteries, hard case, his whole setup for like 250 bucks. Spent another 250 bucks on another busted Hotel Evo. Put them together. Perfect setup, 5 batteries, hard case, $500. So it's one of those things. You always have to keep an eye out, but never be in a hurry and never jump the gun. The reason I say this, because if the deal seems to be too good to be true, it very well may be. So you may actually lose something in that deal. So always be skeptical and try to be professional when buying. Ask the right questions, ask the much needed questions, and you'll be fine. So that's kind of how I buy on eBay. I buy frequently, as you saw. I mean, I started buying maybe about 6 months ago, and I already have a like ton of things I bought, resold. I think I went through several dozen drones to this day. And right now I stopped. Right now I'm just selling all my drones because I'm gonna travel back to US. But when back in US, I'll continue buying on eBay. I already know how to fix drones, so I'll probably fix them and resell them. I'll fix them, test them, fly them, and resell them. Because a lot of newbies out there who, for me, it's a hobby, it's my passion. For noobs, it's just a flying camera that can take cool pictures. So when they crash a drone, they want to get rid of it. And guys like me will find a drone, we'll fix it. It's going to be a good deal. We'll fly it around. And when we get bored with it, we sell it. And the next owner will actually be happy because they got such a good deal from us. And before like I sell my drones, I go through extensive description and explanation of the history of the drone itself. Because right now, and I'm sure you're gonna look up what I'm about to tell you, some drones are so good that to find a brand new one right now, it's actually gonna cost more than its replacement brand new. A good example is Mavic 2 Pro. I found one that I want to buy, brand new. I actually want to buy it for this channel, and I want to buy it once I'm probably in US. $3,000 for a brand new Mavic 2 Pro. Mavic 3 Pro, no, well, just Mavic 3. Mavic 3 costs $2,300 or $2,200. So go figure. A brand new Mavic 2 Pro actually costs more than its replacement. they're both brand new. So I personally think currently for me, Mavic 2 Pro is a better drone because I'm a huge fan of DJI Go 4 app. I hate DJI Fly. I may get a Mavic 3 only with a Pro controller. So that huge Pro controller, yeah, I may get a Mavic 3 only with that. But we'll see how it goes. Again, I thank you guys for watching. If this video helped, leave a like, leave a comment. And if you end up purchasing a good drone through eBay because of my help, I'll be just happy. So see you guys later.